Like you said, we haven't played in 2 years, so everybody's ready to hit. We're ready to see a new team and show them what we have. I feel like defensively we're pretty strong. We got a lot of returners, a lot of guys that have been in this program for a while and seen the field. That being said, we got some young guys that are going to step up and play important roles for this team, and we're excited about that as well. So we have high hopes and a lot of energy coming into this season. We're just going to handle what we can handle. I mean, some things are out of our hands. As players, all we can do is show up on Saturday ready to play and as prepared as possible, and that's what we're going to do. Yeah, so our seniors have really stepped up for sure. Marvin Wright's been more vocal than ever, and he's kind of taken this whole team, this whole defensive side of the ball under his wing. And so as far as the senior leadership, we got a lot of guys, seniors that are stepping up and kind of taking it upon themselves to get the whole team going every day. So whether we're at lifts, practice, walkthroughs, or film, we're the seniors are making sure we're locked in and ready to go each day.
Intensity is as high as it can be. Again, 2 years without playing, that's a lot of built up. I'm not going to say aggression, but built up. Not necessarily anxiety either. We're just fired up to play. Everybody's excited to get on the field. Everybody's excited to show what we've been working on for 2 years.
As far as me as a linebacker, I mean, having Nate in front of me, keeping all that mess off me is a beautiful thing. But having Nate Joy ahead of me and our whole D-line is pretty experienced right now, and we're excited to see what we can do this year. Just that transition back into a game week mindset. I mean, like you said, we've had 2 years off, and we got to take it upon ourselves to get ourselves ready to play, and realize that we're going to be live on Saturday, and this is the real deal. And it's time to go. We're excited.
Yeah, I love it. Anytime we're out on this football field, I love it. Spring ball. With the season getting canceled last year, I was happy we could still get some practices in. But anytime we're up on this field, is a blessing. You know what I mean? It can be taken away from you a lot quicker than you think. Yeah, I mean, Jordan Jansen, he has been a guy who has gotten targets, has played, has scored touchdowns, caught passes before. But he'll have an expanded role, obviously, and some young guys as well. But we're excited with the receiving group we got right now.
The biggest thing is we play in a great league, and so we've been still continuing to understand that, hey, as we go into each game, you've got to be ready to show up, and you've got to be ready to play hard, and you've got to be ready to execute. And there's usually 1 or 2 plays that separate teams in games. And as a competitive team in this league, that means you're basically one of the top teams in the country. That's where I believe that we are capable of being. You go through every game, you play them one at a time, you see where you're at, and for us, I always say if you make the playoffs out of this league, you got a chance to win a national championship. So for me, it's just about coming out and preparing well each practice and then preparing for the game. First of all, I mean, it's a hard decision. I mean, obviously when those guys graduated and they're making decisions, but the nice thing is for a lot of those guys and the guys in our program is that they're making decisions to go on to really high-paying jobs and they're getting great opportunities. Now going forward to this year, what it means is, again, new opportunities. Just like every year, there's always transitions of people graduating and new people coming in. You're working hard to get those guys ready, and then we have a couple of guys that did stick around and figured out how to make it work with their class schedules, and we're awfully glad to have a guy like Nate LaJoy decide to stick around, and of course is an outstanding player, and some of those other guys are real key players for us, and so we're excited about that. Marvin Wright, was an outstanding player for us in 2018. Is the guy that was on the verge of potentially setting a school record for tackles, and we're excited to have him back. And he didn't play in 2019, so he's had a few years off now. So I mean, every year you're just working to try to get guys back and get them ready to go. And I think this group has been working hard, and I think we are on at the bit and ready to play.